Hey guys, we're back. So I haven't done too much this week on the module, but I did paint the base plates for the Mills Brothers kit, and I also have been waiting for my new turnouts. These are Walther's number fives. I was originally going to use these number sixes, and the number fives are just a smidge shorter. Um, and that's what I put into the track plan. So hopefully there's just a little piece right here that I'll have to cut, and I straightened out this line instead of bringing it down to this corner. Curve wasn't really that realistic if I'm gonna have like a row of storefronts here and then the street was angled weird and it was hard to put something here. So it just didn't make sense, and it's a lot easier to line things up to a straight track. So what's here is this piece of track over here, and that'll be fairly straight. So that should just make the whole scene a little bit easier to work with. So the only thing I really have to do now is I'm gonna go and glue an inch of foam down on the board and take off all this stuff, and then I may, in this cut, like right here between the line that goes off and this little like line here, I may cut almost right down to this, just a little ravine, like swampy, not like swamp, just wet. Because I don't know, there wouldn't really be anything else there. It's just sort of like a drainage. And then, yeah. Okay, so I had, instead of, this is actually just 1 inch foam board. They're called project panels. They're little 2x2s. They're probably a little bit more money, but they're far easier to transport in a small SUV than a 4x8 and having to deal with cutting it to get it in the car and all that jazz. So this is what I have. I just have them lined up here. As you can see, they're a little warped. So I'm going to use Gorilla Glue, which I think I have some right here. Gorilla Glue. Yay, the world's best stuff. So first thing I'm going to do is, I mean, it's already kind of textured, but I'm going to take a wire brush and use the wire brush just to kind of score up the, score it up like that. And then mist it with some water and spray this on and stick something really heavy on it just to kind of keep it in position while it dries, because Gorilla Glue likes to expand. So that's the next step, and I think from there we can go to cork road bed and maybe throw a coat of acrylic paint on this just to seal the base and go from there. Cool. Little advice when you're going to glue stuff down: make sure you have enough glue. My glue was a little older, so it's really thick and really difficult to get out, so I'm probably going to just toss it. But I managed to squeeze out enough. All the corners, middle, scrape it around with a scrap piece of wood to get it, blast it with a little water, and then also make sure you have all your heavy objects ready to go. And I did the exact thing that I didn't want to do. I used the miter saw to knock it out of place because there's not a lot of clearance here, and so then I had to wiggle it all back into place. But fingers crossed it all glues flat, level, and hopefully we'll have something to play with. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a very interesting video on how to scrape up foam, or at least sand it down. So yeah, that's it. The giant pile of junk on a inch of foam. Woohoo! So the glue is dry. It's been a few days, and unfortunately, it wasn't perfect due to The glue I had was older and very difficult to get out of the bottle, and I didn't really have that much. So some of the, like, the corners are glued, but they're not perfect. And you know what? None of this hobby is perfect. But back here, there's definitely a little bit of a lip, and there's a little bit of a give here. So I might go get some new glue and try to, like, squirt it into the space there and then press it down again, because for the most part, I think the lip here is nothing that couldn't be sanded or covered with Sculptamold, or, you know, there's going to be a road here anyways, so it's just a base. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. Okay. Let me see. Track plan is here, just to kind of give me a better reference of what's going on. I used X-Track CAD. It's okay. It's free. And it looks like they're constantly updating it, but, you know, it helped. So this is basically what I'm thinking. Super simple, not a huge change from before. It's just this track is straight now. So, yeah, let's try to lay some track out on it. Alright, so you can see here that the, I've just got the switches in place, or lined up for the moment. There's a 3-inch separation between those, from center to center of those tracks. I may make a little bit of a drainage gully in between them, nothing major. I did get some New Jersey International or NJ International like heads or switch stands for these two switches, the modern ones with the big yellow throw. I don't know what they're called. And I finally got my insulated rail joiners as well, because I'll have to figure out how to wire up all this stuff. And yeah, so that's basically it for this update. The next video will probably be maybe a quick coat of primer on this and sort of pencil in the track plan, and then from there we can lay roadbed and continue. So I will catch you guys in the next video, and please be sure to subscribe and like and click the little bell so you get notices of when I upload. Catch you soon.